Augustine of Hippo, De Magistro, Episode 18. Augustinus, quid igitur facimus, an affectionem animi quamdam, cum rem non videt, et tamen non esse invenit, aut invenisse se putat, hoc verbo significare dicamus potius, quam rem ipsam quae nulla est? Ariadatus, isted ipsum est fortasse quod explicare moliebar. Now Augustine replies with a question. Therefore, what are we doing, or what should we do? What then should we do? Then he asks a question. It's quite a long question. It begins with on here, or affectionem quamdam. This you would often see spelled as quandam, where the M has assimilated to the dental here, quandam, or a certain attitude, a certain affection of the mind, when, cum, it does not see something, it does not perceive a fact or a reality, and nevertheless it finds that it does not exist or thinks that it has found that. By this word, hoc verbo, do we say that this is signified, significare, rather than potius quam, the thing itself, rem ipsam, which does not exist, which is a nothing. Now, taking that in the Latin word order doesn't lend a lot of clarity to what it might mean in terms of an English speaker. So we're going to look at it again a second time, and this time take the syntax in the way that an English speaker would. So, on dicamus, or do we say that a certain, that's quamdam, a certain feeling or attitude of the mind is indicated, significare. Do we say that a certain attitude of the mind is indicated by this word, hoc verbo, and that is the word nihil. Remember, this is the word that they are discussing from this line of Virgil's Aeneid. Or do we mean, rather, that a certain attitude of the mind is indicated when the mind does not see a reality, does not see or perceive something, an object, and nevertheless finds, et tamen, that the object does not exist, or thinks, putat, that it has found that the object does not exist. Is that what we want to indicate, dicamus significare, rather than the thing itself, rem ipsam, the actual object, which does not exist? In other words, when we use the word nihil, we're not talking about a rem, something. What we're saying is that there's a certain condition of the mind, that is, an affectionem quamdam of the mind. That's what we mean by the word nihil. And in that instance, it's that the mind has not found something that exists, or thinks that it has not found something that exists. That's what we mean by the word nihil, rather than indicating an actual object which does not exist, because of course one cannot indicate a non-existent object. So Augustine concludes, maybe we mean by nihil a certain condition of the mind. So I hope that's a little bit clearer now, to which Ariadatus responds, isted ipsum est fortasse, quod explicare moliebar. That very thing, perhaps, it is, or that is the very thing, perhaps, which I was struggling or making an effort to explain. So here we have moliebar from the fourth conjugation verb molior, moliri, its deponent. We have it in the imperfect, and it is taking explicare, the verbal noun, the infinitive, as its object, and this entire relative clause from quod through moliebar is modifying istud. That is perhaps the very thing, it's a quod explicare moliebar very thing, the one that I was struggling to explain. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the lesson, please press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment.